A lot of people want to know. A lot of people want to know my legit thoughts about the Conquest ending. I don't know why you want to subject me to that torture, but fine, I'll tell you. I want to talk about this shit because it is really depressing. Just listen to me. Listen to me. I don't care if Neptune and Nepgear had to do it like that. There was another way. There wouldn't have been a good ending if there wasn't another way. Just seeing Neptune and Nepgear brutally kill everybody, it made me sick to my stomach, man. I love all these characters. I love Bert. You know, just because Bugsy G loves Bert, and you guys can probably be like, since he's your self-insert, don't you want to get with all of them anyway? Listen, I made G different from myself, but nah, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to really actually fuck any of the CVUs because I'd see them more as like friends on my side personally, you know. So to see Netgear just freaking not only not only kill not only this not only I think she did kill Uni, but I just didn't want to look. But she killed Ram and Ram, and like I always say, I don't care. Like at some like on some level, if that were me, I wouldn't have done it all. I wouldn't have done it at all. I'd have been like, because like if I could actually utilize the actual powers I have in my videos, the thing I would be like, no, there's another way. Hold up, I'm gonna find another way because we ain't using this sword. This sword, I'd be the first one. I'd have been the first one who. I'd have been the first one to break it. I'd have been like, fuck this sword. I'd have, I'd have been like, just no, guys. There's another way we can win against her, and I know we can. So this sword right here, killing all our friends just so we can kill the deity of sin. It ain't even an option. It ain't even an option. A lot of people wonder, other than that, a lot of people ask me how would still ask me, okay, what if Bugsy G was the one to survive because he wasn't a CPU? He would hate Netgear forever. Like, literally, he would hate Netgear forever. He would literally turn into X. If y'all don't know who X is in my canon, he's basically a version of Prime Bugsy, who is basically Alucard. He would have killed her. He would have. He would have monologued and said, "You took them all from me. All of them, Netgear. We could have found another way. We could have done something. We could have done more. But you took them. You slaughtered Ron and Ram. And Blonde. You slaughtered Blonde right in front of me. And all I could do was just watch. Do you understand? The last time this happened, the last time something like this happened to me, all I could do was watch. Sit and watch. Because of what they did. Because of what the Ultimate did. I'd be damned. I said I'd be damned. I'd be damned if I let that happen again. But look what happened now. I froze. I know we get this. I know you think that in our heart of hearts this is the best way, but look at yourself, Mepgear. Look at yourself. Look at game industry. Look at these people all flocking to Planet Tune because there are no nations anymore. Do you think you could really, really stop the next threat that comes our way? And what are you gonna do? We're gonna find another freaking thing that kills me too, so you can get more power? Is that what you want? He wouldn't actually kill her though. He G again, Prime could kill, but he only kills with a reason. But he has no qualms about it. G on the other hand doesn't kill. X would totally kill her on the spot. There would be no there'd be no talking or contest or whatever. But back to how I feel about it, because I'll tell you a little bit more about the scenario in a minute. It just showed why I really love these characters and how I really truly feel about them. Not in a romantic way, but in a kind of like if they were real, they I feel like I'd be their friends. I'd be the dude that always kind of hangs out, helping them out with what they need. I'd probably be Noir's secretary basically. But yeah, the Conquest ending and what our forces really chills me to the bone. And granted, if you really know R4's true history, it makes it even more chilling. It really does. Because if I remember correctly, R4 was the predecessor CPU, and she was the first one. So, chew on that. I know it's been retconned, but think about it. Literally, honestly, think about it. Those words, I'll just wait until everything rocks. Was what good is a word that only knows nothing but peace? And I was like, that was the most coldest thing R4 has ever said. Like, she's always been pretty serious, but, in a way, she was more like a Team Rocket villain. You never really took her truly seriously. The only time you really did was in Rebirth 2 because, she was the main villain. But but to hear her say those words was actually pretty chilling. More chilling than what Doki Doki could ever do to me. Because yes, I grew the only character I grew fond of in Doki Doki, even though I never played it, was Sayori. No matter what you did with Sayori, she'd still die. Really didn't matter what you did. Yeah. But I felt, but as you spend your time learning about these characters, playing their games, and kind of fighting alongside of them in a way, you feel attached. It's because of that attachment. It's because of that attachment that the Conquest ending hurts so fucking much. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but I wanted to talk about it as basically myself. And yeah, it's very depressing shit. And the fact that Nebgear is racked with guilt, just plain racked with guilt, like this is gonna be her for. She's gonna have to live with that for for the rest of her life. And granted that CPUs actually do live long as they have shares. And I don't see Nebgear actually, losing shares. She's the only goddess around. Now I just like that's some heavy shit to end. Like, even for a bad ending, that is some heavy, heavy, heavy shit. And we ain't talking like a little, we ain't talking like corpse party bad ending where it's like creepy as fuck and it chills you to the bone. But this kind of chills you to the bone at a real, like a real level, because because even if like even if we even if we were in the same position, all of us would have been like, we gotta find another way. And I hated how if and Compa kind of played it off like they weren't sad that their best friend is gone, because Neptune was their best friend, and I know the reason why they basically wanted to leave was because basically Compa wanted to. I know Compa and Compa and If basically left because they were like, because they're mad at Netgear too. They're just doing it very, very subtly. On one hand, I'm kind of mad at I was kind of mad at Netgear, but on the other hand, when you're faced with that kind of burden, that kind of guilt, it's bad enough. Like, hold on, folks. Give me 1 minute. Anyway, back to what I was saying. When you're faced with that kind of guilt, like, there ain't no way you could go from that. I felt like I felt like the I felt like I felt like when the last station Oracle made it worse. I mean, again, on one hand, I would be mad at Netgear. I would, but on the other hand, what any of us anything those freaking oracles could have said, that isn't nothing to compare to what Netgear is probably gonna have to live with herself for the rest of her life. Thank God it never got. And thank God that ending never got continued. Because if it did, you don't want to know where that would probably go. I'm thinking probably Netgear would probably. I know it's a very, 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 very extreme way to go, but she probably, I don't even have to say it. Racked with guilt, racked with killing basically everybody. I don't think Netgear would be able to take it, and you know she'd end it. And I don't mean to drag us all down, but yeah, I think that's what would have happened if the storyline was ever continued. Thank God it wasn't. The only thing the sword has ever really been, the only thing that sword has ever really been is like a, a sort of half weapon for Vert as a spear, but it was used very jokingly. So yeah, so we never had to really deal with that. But let me finish the scenario with G, shall I? Like, okay, where was I? And Nebgear would have probably been like, I know, you must save me, G. I do, but I know, whatever I could say to you, whatever I could do to you, you're doing to yourself 10 times worse. I think it would take him a while. It would take G a long time. I like the CPUs, Chaos Lords can live for a very long time. So he'd be fuming for a good millennia or so. A few centuries. Then he would go back to Netgear and he would say, "Look, you took everything. Like the ultimate, you took everything. Even though you had a good reason, still, we could have found another way. But you and Neptune were so gung ho on doing this. You were so gung ho on doing this sick little plan, and I should have spoke up. I should have done something. My powers are unlimited. I could have stopped this the only way I knew how, but I was afraid. If the power I had in mind would have probably cut my life short, but I could have thought of another idea, but I let you guys. I didn't know how far you were willing to go with this. That was the thing. Nepgear, I'll stay. If you need me, I'll stay. The Oracles would be really, really, truly pissed off that G G stays with Nepgear because G was like the guy who loved loved all the CPUs. He loved he loved all the CPUs, and to see him with Netgear, and don't get it twisted. G at this point would have no romantic feelings for Netgear whatsoever. Like there would be none. But the way he figures it, the way G figures it, if he if he if he didn't stay, he knows Netgear would probably end it all. I wouldn't say he's friendly with her either. Well, he kind of is, but deep down, he still kind of has that hatred. He has that hatred for Netgear, that anger, that ferocity for Netgear, but he doesn't say anything about it because he knows if he says anything, it'll just make things worse. So he just kind of becomes he's still the Knight of Planetoon, and still the Knight.
Oh shit!
Still the Knight of Planetoon.
He's behind the wall. Here he comes. He's coming down.
He's still a Knight of Planetoon in a very twisted kind of way, but he's the only knight. All the other nations are gone. The Oracles, after they found out that G came back to basically help Netgear, they also fled. Not knowing where to go, but knowing that another like hyperdimension does exist out there where this didn't happen. They all go there. Now, I would say, yeah, this is the worst case scenario. But there is a little bit of light. There is a little bit of light in this darkness. G actually teaches some of the other inhabitants of game industries to fight for themselves.
Where all the white women at?
Since there are no goddesses anymore, and only one CPU, he teaches them how to fight. Even though he's a little bit proud that the people really took to fighting other monsters and stuff pretty easily.
It's salty.
Took to fighting monsters pretty easily. He basically goes back to what's left of Lowy, back to the Basilicom. He lays in the bed that Blonde and him used to share. Cries himself to sleep.
Oh shit! Here we go.
He cries himself to sleep every
First
night.
house, land on. Yeah.
It's like
3D.
It's just him sobbing for a good hour or so, and then he goes to sleep.
Fuck off.
He just yeah, when he's not like helping Nebgear in this little ending, he's basically shut down, mostly emotionally, because the Gauses are the ones that got him out of his funk, and now that they're gone, he kind of reverts back a little bit. And I know it's depressing as fuck. But y'all wanted an actual scenario instead of me just telling you what's up. But yeah. But I won't say that he didn't try to stop Neptune and Nebgear doing this. Nebgear literally had Neptune literally had to knock him out. And being the fact that basically G would never raise a hand against Neptune at all, it was easy. But every time he get knocked down, Noir would be killed. He was there with Vert and actually tried to fight him off, but again, couldn't fight Neptune, couldn't fight Nepgear. He basically kept getting knocked out. But oh my! But I'll say this: when Blonde was next, oh, they saw. We don't like. He doesn't even know how it happened, but he transformed. You're probably saying to yourself, since Bugsy Prime since Bugsy Prime has his like hollow form, since he can holofy, does that mean G can do it? Oh, he can do it, but what he turned into was a little bit more monstrous than Prime. It was something that was hard to even describe. He looked a little bit like Devilman, but his form looked a lot like his Chaos mode. He like this like soon as he fought for Blonde, because he was gonna go after Nepgear, but Neptune stopped him, and they fought. And a low hiss. And a low hiss, basically, G says to Neptune, "Stand aside, Neptune. This has to end. You know what she's doing. She's killing all of them. And you're not gonna stop them? You're supposed to be the protag. But right now, you're just acting like a villain. You're acting worse than the deity of sin could ever act. You think I'm not gonna fight? Neptune, I'll fight, whether you like it or not." Basically, the fight between him and Neptune really turned into him. Well, I'll give you a hint of what that fight would be like. Hold on, you guys are probably gonna hate this, but it's only in the Conquest ending, and I'm never gonna do it anyway. So it's better that I detail this for the people that really freaking wanted to know. So no one asks me this again, because going through the Conquest ending is painful.
Where all the white women at?
It is so painful. But hold on.
Oh my god, this shit is so laggy right
now. Okay. G's eye glows red. Pure red. And I think you guys know what happens next. Because even though I don't state it in the show, everything that happened to Prime happened to G in some way. So let's just say when they were doing this little plan of killing all the CPUs to get the sword to be powerful, it brought back some old memories that G rather wished to forget. But that's when it happened. This is kind of his last stand before the scene I talked about at the start of this video. And G screamed at the top of his lungs. And I'm not gonna scream it, but he's like, "Prepare to have a bad time." It echoed. A hailstorm of bones. A hailstorm of bones just flew out everywhere. Neptune trying to dodge them as best you can. Ram and Rom are running. Ram and Rom are kind of accepting their fate. But all G knows is that he has to hurry. There's no time. There's no time to be fooling around with Neptune. Not now. And he's like, he summons his Gaster Blasters, and yeah, like Prime, he does have his own Gaster Blasters. He shoots them all at Neptune. He's like he's trying to do the last. He's trying to do the last blast. But he's like, Neptune, don't make me do this. We can stop this. I can revive everybody. We can pretend like this never happened. Come on. Don't make me do this. Please. And basically, what happened, Neptune actually knocked him out with one of his own moves. I'd say it wasn't the fact that the move got him, but it was the veritable shock of seeing Ram and Ram die, and the shock that Neptune actually used one of his own moves against him to knock him out that really kind of sent him kind of sort of in a coma. And when he came to, everybody was gone. He saw Nepgear face off with R4, and then that's where the first scene of this little video kind of began. A lot of people are wondering, am I gonna do anything with that Nepgear? Help. Is the G of this timeline gonna help her out? I don't think G, well, regular timeline version of Bugsy G would actually even help her, because he'd see it as, you made your bed, you lie in it. I can't help you. You did this to yourself. That's how he'd see it. But Conquest ending Netgear might actually make it. Oh my goddess, as sort of a movie of her of basically her either dealing with the fact that she couldn't handle all the enemies of the game industry since there was no one left, and after the sword basically fulfilled its purpose, it was gone too. I would tell you that I was not going to make that into an episode, but I was thinking I would center that around maybe a sort of an OVA or a movie. But I don't feel like, I don't know. I gotta toss up because I'm thinking of writing it like an OVA, or I could write it as a movie. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not gonna show the Conquest ending in the show. Like, we've already seen it. A lot of us feel uncomfortable talking about it. So I'm not really gonna get us. I'm not gonna have us go through all that pain all over again. But my dear viewers, I may do something with Conquest ending Nepgear, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because she's not really gonna the game industries that she won't have for too long. In a weird way, it should be kind of like a should be kind of like a way she'll be a wayward vagabond between dimensions. But perhaps I've said too much. I hope you like that actual scenario because really I've been thinking about it ever since. I've been thinking about it ever since the end of. I've been thinking about it ever since I saw the Conquest mode again. Because yeah, the Conquest ending was horrible. It was. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it wasn't. But at least people,
Oh shit! Somebody sniping.
at least one thing can actually come out of it. At least two things actually came out of it. One, we know how much we actually care for these characters. It's just like Undertale in that. It's just like Undertale in that respect. Two, I may do something with Conquest ending Nepgear, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. So it may just be an idea that's gonna sit on the back burner.
Oh shit! Everybody on us.
It may just be an idea that's gonna sit on the back burner for a while, at the very least. But hey, see you guys later. And oh yeah, just be glad that the Conquest ending never really truly got continued. I'm not gonna get, and even if I do get Conquest ending Nepgear, I'm not going to continue the storyline from there either. Because because the whole Conquest ending thing is very depressing. If I haven't hammered that home enough, it is very fucking depressing. So yeah. You guys got your reaction of what G would do, and I told you how I feel about it. But there it is. All laid bare for you guys. So do with that scenario what you wish. I shall see you all later. Right now I'm gonna watch a harem anime because even talking about the Conquest ending and looking at clips of Senpai Blade talking about it, it really brings back It really brings back the horrible memories of seeing that ending. I'm telling you, man, Ram and Ram did not deserve what they got. They didn't. I'll see you guys later. Bye, folks. And oh yeah, on my Gaming Goddess episode 2. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna really have a release date right now. I'm still working on it, so yeah. But that one's gonna be mostly focused around G and Vert. And I hope this gives you kind of a look of if like the worst case scenario would happen. If the worst case scenario would happen, you know how G would basically react. So, yeah. And trust me, writing that scenario was not a pleasant one. Not a pleasant little jaunt with my pen. Or my fingers. So, yeah. Remember the sacrifice, guys. I'll see you later. Bugsy No Name? Out. And I love you, Chaotic Nation. Sorry if I depressed you a little bit.